So at the beginning, we started QTalk Arizona right here as an initial podcast in June of 2010. And why? Because no one else was doing it. Other LGBT podcasts and radio shows in the space had vanished. And Babe, what have we been doing for that time?
We've been having a lot of fun. But really what the main aspect is following our mission, which initially was to inform, inspire, educate, and entertain. And other sort of little things that we try to do is just have fun.
For sure, but it's all about the LGBT community and connecting us. About this time last year, we took pedal to the metal and added a number of new shows going from 1 to 8 in the span of a few months, increased our listener downloads by 3 times in a year, and we've added other innovations, live programs, and so forth. And we've done it on a tiny ad budget.
Some of the shows that we've done, we do a foodie show, we've got a tech show, we're doing a car show as well as a Joe and Babe show, which entertains and highlights. So I say, watch out, world, because we're taking over.
That's right. Even for this crazy state, what the hell is going on in Arizona, just to name a few of these. But at the end of the day, we're ready to go bigger because we've built the model here.
Being local is key to taking it to that next level of going bigger and better and going national. You're starting local and being able to offer something that would reach out into the LGBT, and I will explain that, lesbian, gay, bi, trans community, and take it to the next level.
And local is key as well for forming partnerships with other businesses and locales to push you without having to do traditional advertising. And a lot of podcasters and new media people forget about that aspect. But
where's the tech?
Where is the tech? So we have our own, you can't really see it here, on our own little custom studio setup. And we have shrunk the traditional production environment to a micro size of post-PC devices. No computer. The vast majority of our production is done without actual traditional PCs, and it allows us to be lean and very low cost and be innovative. The other part of that is actually in the background there, if you can believe it, an HP touchpad actually being used in the real world. Low budget keeps us with the high efficiency, as we were talking about. But where that takes us on a national level is we have to be lean. We have to stay constantly pushing the envelope as we already have. We know that technologies are already out there for delivery of this content, but how is it that we can take this to the next level by linking all these cities together and having a national network?
Well, one of the ways to do that is we got to make some money, okay? We got to make some money to do this.
Successful is profitable. We know that the models are already out there of companies that are doing this, and we've modeled ourselves after some of the more successful netcast organizations. And even though we've been only doing audio, we are moving to a video platform by the end of the year. Advertising, of course, is the #1 key. The old-fashioned radio mention, which is now coming back into play, is used and is successful because
it works. Radio mention in itself, it just basically takes us to making it more personal.
The other idea is franchising this out to other cities so we don't have to actually do all the work ourselves. And as we move to the presentation, it has been done before in little bits and starts and stops, but not to the national level to actually link things together the way that we want to do.
And why we want to do it now is because everything that's in the news, you talk about LGBT communities, being gay is the new black. So we're trying to make it personal and bring talk
back, to the new text. It's QTalk America, many voices,
one network.
All right.
Thank you.
Judges, you now got 6 minutes to ask them their question.
To follow on to what you're saying about just the locale, what local infrastructure do you need to expand in other cities locally, including the franchise model?
The infrastructure, in as simply as whether we're actually building the local studios so that people can actually have a place as we reach out with the existing shows and content that we have created can be brought to the national level, and some of those can be replicated at the local level with the style and culture of those locales. We've already shrunk the technology so that we can take that model and put it elsewhere. Or if they don't want to do that, they don't want to plug into the franchise model, we can simply connect them remotely to a centralized studio location or regional.
How many downloads of your a podcast today do you get monthly?
We're in the low thousands, and that is with 8 separate series of podcasts. And it's a minimal, at the end of the day, right now the space is crowded. Advertising has got to happen. Virality has got to happen. We know that. We've plugged, I call this my second full-time job. We have 15 people involved in the organization at this point. It's mostly a volunteer effort. We're bringing on advertisers at this point. So anyways, it's poised to grow. We've got some great things lined up. We do feel that an influx of capital with marketing in many spaces, not just the online space, but in traditional spaces, can help us as well.
So you have sales and you are self-sustaining at the local level? Is that right?
We are bringing on advertisers right now. I mean, the cost to run this is very, very small. I mean, like I said, I have a day job. We manage this at this point. It's not a profitable entity at this point based on the models that I'm using. We know it will be. For sure, and we're gonna make it profitable and stick at the local level, but we can already see that we can take it national, and no one else is doing this. That's the fact of the matter. There's been starts and stops. People decide to start a podcast or a little video show, and it's great, but they don't have the foresight. I have seen these failures over the years, and I'm a podcast junkie, and I want to make this work for this community that is underserved.
When you're successful, how much revenue will you be earning a year?
What I would say, based on success, we should be at $8 to $10 million at least.
How much capital are you looking to raise?
In the perfect world, I would probably say to do it right and to roll it out in an initial stage, probably several $100,000 at this time.
How far are you from getting just this local market to where you would want it completely market tested before you felt you could move into other markets without being as risky?
I would say 6 to 9 months, because we've got a couple things that are going to blow up here in the next couple months. Marketing efforts that aren't going to cost us a huge. We've just formed some partnerships with another big tech company to do some great things at a local festival coming up. So we want to give it a little more time, make sure we've got the model down right. It would be, personally speaking, it would be awesome so I could quit my job and run this, because I could run this full time.
Yes.
If on the revenue side, how are you charging for advertising specifically? I mean, assume someone's going to come in and they're advertising.
Right now we're doing without giving too much away. We're moving to the CPM model, which is the way that you do this in the download and live streaming market. Right now, we're basically giving incentives for people to get in the door, get the foot in the door, get in, get them. Trusting us. We're using local people, local businesses that we already know and use, and we can use these because the testimonial aspect of these ads is far more convincing that way. I don't want to just grab Bob's Taco Shop from down the street. I mean, I'll take his money, but I want to use people and I want to make it effective, because at the end of the day, if the ads don't reach the consumers and they don't engage with those businesses, the businesses are going to pull the ads eventually.
So I travel quite a bit, but doing this national, isn't that going to be quite a big,
keeping
very
it
difficult?
Keeping it local and also adding the franchise piece to it, you allow the people to plug into a system, and therefore we don't have to do as much management as we need to. The management side of things is going to come from any locations that are under the corporate umbrella, and also the national-based shows that we can market to the national audience, actually producing those and dealing with, content management and the staffing people and the production side and so forth. We can make it. I mean, come on, we're dealing with the internet, right? We could market a whole single podcast to the entire world from someone's apartment, but with the right tools in place, distributed workflows and so forth, you can do this without a humongous amount of overhead. And we're already working towards that right now, just because of the need of getting everyone involved and pulling certain responsibilities off of my plate.
Are you guys good? All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.